Hello, friends. Welcome to Family Movie Night, where we'll be talking about what we watch for Family Movie Night. I'm Mike, and I'm going to be doing a two for one this time, and I'm going to be talking about Zombies 1 and 2. These zombie movies are on the Disney Channel. The first one was in 2018. The premise of it is students from Zombie Town are transferred to a high school in a suburban town preoccupied with uniformity, tradition, and pep rallies. So the main two characters are Zed, who's played by Milo Manheim, who is a zombie, and then Meg Donnelly, who plays Addison, who is a cheerleader and a human, maybe. But this has all the hallmarks of a Disney Channel original movie, where you've got a guy and a girl from opposite ends of the social spectrum, and then they find a way to create positive change in addition to falling in love. They do it through music, they do it through dance, and they do it through high school as well. I kept saying to Gwen that, like, hey, this is exactly like High School Musical, or this is exactly like The Descendants. And it is. And I can't knock Disney too much for making something like this to capitalize a little late, probably, on the zombie craze. And also, like, this has hallmark levels of here's what's going on here. But Gwen enjoyed it. She loves all the music from it. We've listened to the music a zillion times. I don't have much to say about either of these because, like, Addison as a character, her big thing is that her parents won't think that she won't be accepted because she's got like white hair. And so she has to put on a wig. And for them to kind of think that that is the equivalent to zombies who are like straight up oppressed and they have to wear like government issued stuff, have to be in a certain part of town, curfew, all of that stuff is kind of laughably bad. But the messaging is good, particularly for kids, and it is in very much a palatable way that can kind of make them understand that zombies and humans can find a way to coexist. So why can't we? And it's because people are just afraid of change, and people are afraid of what they don't know. So zombies, this first one is completely harmless. I grew increasingly frustrated with the quote unquote main antagonist of this. His name is Bucky, who is Addison's cousin, who is the captain of the cheer team. This town is just in love with their cheer team. At like bringing on levels of this cheerleading team is all that matters to this particular group. I also got to kind of knock Ned or Zed a little bit because in this movie he tries to cheat his way to getting in the good graces of people by doing some shady stuff with his like zombie wristband that like turns them kind of gives them I call it like a life bracelet I guess because it turns these zombies more into humans and they're still zombies, but their instinct for eating brains and all that stuff is just completely gone with this wristband. So I think that this is just it's an interesting movie. It's cute at times and it's frustrating at times, but it is what it is. It's Disney Channel. We can't expect Shakespeare from everything that the Disney Channel has to offer. Which brings me to Zombies 2. This takes place, or this released 2 years after the original, and this is about the continuing adventures of Seabrook High School students Addison and Zed, whose budding romance is threatened by the arrival of werewolves. That's right, we have werewolves in this, and I think some of the things that they were doing with the werewolves was kind of cool. I thought it was kind of interesting that all the werewolves have a name that starts with the letter W, which I thought was hilarious. Kind of in the same vein that a lot of the zombies, their names start with the letter Z. Well, with the exception of Eliza and the other guy who could only speak zombie, Bonzo. Can't forget about him. But I think the main theme of this particular movie is finding your group, finding your herd, finding your pack. That's the word that I was looking for. And Addison is the one in particular who is looking for that. She thinks that she could be a werewolf. That turns out not to be true. I don't care if I'm spoiling this because this movie's 5 years old, so get over it. But I think just that message of just being a pack, being a tribe, and working together for the common good. I think those are great messages for kids to learn. The music in this is fine compared to the first one. I think some of the werewolf songs were interesting, and I thought the lore of the werewolves was actually kind of fun. But I think for me, the thing that kind of downgrades this the most is the whole Zed and Addison piece of this, because Bucky is not as bad as he was in the first one, where he's like the primary antagonist. Bucky, he's running for student body president. He's all about tradition and everything like that. Zed's all for progress because he's running too, but they kind of do Zed dirty as like, hey, this guy's a monster. You don't want him to be running the student body. And that was kind of shitty of them to do. But at the same time, Zed was doing a lot of things to portray it's like, hey, I'm for the people. I'm just like a regular guy just like you. But it's like, no, dude, you're still a zombie. So acknowledging that just goes a long way. And Addison, the werewolves think that she's the great alpha, which they don't really do a very good job of answering that, but it's a great way to also showcase that, hey, some of these kids have got good leadership skills, and leadership skills are important. So there's that. I give these both thumbs middle at best, but Gwen loves them both, and I will let her have it. So that's going to do it for this episode of Family Movie Night. Be sure to like, rate, and subscribe to anything and everything SPDM Crew, wherever you get your podcast. Join us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, X, Threads, YouTube, and Blue Sky at SPDM Crew. Check out our website at SPDM. Follow us on Letterboxd at MLHilty2452 and follow our list labeled Family Movie Night. Shout out to HiFlyer Creative Studios for making our awesome logo. Greatly appreciate their support. And if you have any marketing, logo, or brand standard needs, contact them at hiflyercreative.com. Check out our other shows on the network. We've got shows about movies, TV, comics. We've got shows about physical media, movie collections. We have a couple podcasts about music. We've got one about the works of J.R. Tolkien as well. So check out the stuff that we have on the SPDM Crew podcast. And finally, if you've got a podcast idea or you're interested in being part of the SPDM Crew as a guest or collaborating, email us at spdmcrew@gmail.com. Until next time, happy watching, friends.